Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Nyge, and I'm back with another reaction. How's everyone doing today? You feel me? Hope y'all straight. We got us today. Babysitter caught whipping children 58 times. Oh yeah, what a tweet. 58 times. Ah, damn. Hold on. Okay, I just messed up there, but let's just go ahead straight to this video. Let's see what we got.
A babysitter caught on camera.
Bro, she just unrolled that bitch like a fruit roll up. Oh, hell
A
no. Wait a minute. Are those infants?
babysitter caught on camera,
Oh,
lashing
yeah.
young boys with a belt more than 50 times, according to their family. That disturbing footage sparking outrage and now criminal charges.
She's smirking a little bit while she walking.
That
She's smirking.
disturbing footage
Look,
sparking outrage
right there. She's smirking, bro. Oh yeah,
criminal
nah.
charges. That woman, a New York caretaker, now facing jail time after prosecutors say the attack went far beyond discipline.
What the fuck is she doing? Oh hell no, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, gang. Yeah, if I was the parent of this child, just know I would be on the news. They wouldn't even be talking about her.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kennedy Walker, and I'll walk you through the details.
Hell no.
You're watching Law and Crime. After weeks on the run, Lakeisha Jackson is now in custody, charged with assaulting children in a Bronx apartment. The alleged abuse captured on a home surveillance camera.
So guess what's about to happen?
What's about to happen? The belt. Oh hell no! I know this child don't know. Then no, bro, no.
So guess what's about to happen?
Well, how the child know you got a belt? Oh hell! And then you keep it in your nap? Nah, bitch. She did this before. Man. Oh hell no. The belt.
You're right. I warned you.
And then she excited about it. Oh yeah, I would have killed this bitch.
Behind the blurred video, the cries of children. Jackson seen striking them with a thick leather belt.
Man, hell no. And then you made him drop the pants now. And you a babysitter? Oh yeah, I would have killed you. You exposed my child and then whooped my child. I would have killed you. I would have killed you straight up. I ain't gonna cap to you. I would have blicked out on you. I ain't gonna cap to you, gang.
Drop your pants. No.
The family says Jackson whipped the children 58 times and claims the violence did not stop there. Jackson is also accused of slamming a child into a bed and striking another with a hanger. The boys, 2, 4, and 6 years old, had been
2, 4, and 6. Yeah, nah, she would have died.
Under her care for nearly a year. She was assigned by an agent.
Over a year? Man, you know, why do you have so many kids, right? And you letting this babysitter watch your kids for over a year? She been watching your kids more than you've been watching your damn kids. What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
old had been under her care for nearly a year. She was assigned by an agency contracted through the Administration for Children's Services, a city-run program that offers in-home support to struggling families. The alleged abuse was uncovered in May when the boy's grandmother happened to check a live feed from cameras inside the home. Reportedly stunned by what she saw.
She caught the live feed? Oh yeah. If my mother would have caught this live feed and called me, oh yeah.
The family filed a police report the very next day. Jackson was terminated by the ACS contracted agency once officials were made aware of the footage. And the family says that video was just the beginning, claiming there are at least 10 separate recordings showing Jackson allegedly physically assaulting the children.
This tennis, you don't check these cameras yourself as a parent. You just trust a stranger to come in your house and fucking raise your kids. That's not her kids. She couldn't do it. Man.
Jackson was arrested and appeared to smirk.
Look at her. Yeah, I would have boomed her on her damn head. Ain't no fucking way.
NYPD detectives led her from the Bronx Special Victims Unit.
I would have scooped her up.
Now she's facing a slew of charges, including 2 counts of assault in the 2nd degree and 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, according to prosecutors. The family's attorney issued a statement to WABC saying, "Our clients can rest easier now, knowing that Miss Jackson is no longer on the street. We thank the NYPD for helping this family heal and ensuring there will be accountability for Miss Jackson's actions." And here to break down this story with me is criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Serena Townsend. Serena, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you, Kennedy.
So this was not a one-time incident, right? Videos
Man,
allegedly
shit,
show repeated
man.
abuse. Does that
This
impact
that Pacific video of her on the bed, that shit just pisses me off
time
like so much.
incidents, right?
Like, bro, what are you doing to my child right now, gang? What are you doing to my seed? What are you doing to a part of me right now? Cause you got me. Yeah,
Videos
I ain't gonna lie.
allegedly
Yeah,
show repeated abuse. Does that impact how prosecutors build their case? Could that even open the door to additional charges?
Absolutely. First of all, it definitely affects the willingness of the prosecution to plead the case out, to give a favorable disposition to her. I mean, knowing that somebody didn't just slip up once, had a bad day, did
oh
something,
god,
that they
10,
regret
10
is very
like regular
different from
videos.
seeing this
Oh man,
repeated pattern of abuse. And they could charge her
and you as a parent just let that shit go on for so damn long. You
multiple
just you
times
you
for
need charges
each
on your
incident.
own. I ain't gonna
I
lie,
want to
gang.
thank Odoo for sponsoring this news package. Odoo is a powerful all-in-one business software that helps you manage everything from sales to accounting and, yes, inventory. Their inventory dashboard makes it easy to track receipts, delivery orders, POS orders, and see what's waiting, late, or back ordered at a glance. You can pay for receipts, automate sales, and it's still bad, but I think it's even more jarring that you can hear what the suspect is saying, how she asked the boys to come here. You can hear all the audio, the boys crying.
Man, no, it's the fact that the boys know from a fact that she got a belt on her, on hand, on hand. Look at her outfit. She didn't even. She just brought the belt like. She just. Man, I'm pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I'm real pissed at this video already. Like, she took the belt out of her knapsack. She got like a skirt, dress, whatever the hell. And this man, that's a bum bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause what the fuck she got on right now? But anyway, bro, she got this big ass belt in this knapsack. She takes this to work with her every single day. She brings her own belt, thinking this shit like some cool shit. Like, bro, they don't teach you about this shit when you. Did they even like give her any type of certification to be doing this shit? I'm pretty sure you need a certification to be doing this shit, man. Come on now.
A great point. That is so true. It is rare enough to have surveillance of an incident, let alone surveillance that's video and audio. It of course will affect a jury immensely because, one you could hardly.
No, it's still the fact that the grandma had to catch on to this. Like, the parents probably already seen this shit. That's the fucked up part. The parents like, yeah, these kids be bad. Woo de woo, you can whoop them and shit like that. Woo de woo. The grandma seen this shit. She was like, what the fuck? Oh hell.
Excuse the beatings that are shown. But sometimes, maybe
smiling
you're
and
able to
shit.
say like, oh, I was trying to speak to them or they weren't that hurt, or it didn't actually make
Smirking and
contact.
shit.
But here there is absolutely no denying it.
I probably would never have like an outside person ever watch my kids ever. If it ain't my family member, if it ain't my trusted best friend, if it's not my significant other and her people's, oh yeah, nah, gang, you ain't
jury
watching
might
nothing.
as well be sitting there while it's happening.
You're not watching nothing.
Watching and listening. So it is huge evidence for the prosecution.
In a case like this, does the court ever consider whether the caregiver thought she was, quote, disciplining the kids?
Yeah, sometimes you'll hear people say, "Oh, corporal punishment is not a crime, and this is just how we raise children. This is how I was raised, and this is how I think."
No, gang, no, gang. You don't like. You like a parent, like that's a parent's job to whoop their children. If you gonna be like a whooping parent, it's your job to do that. You can't let nobody else touch your kids ever, ever. Don't let nobody else touch them, bro.
Sometimes people do go there, but in this type of scenario
Like,
where you
I ain't gonna lie, behavior like that, like if you let somebody else spank your kids, that just let me know you don't respect your child. That's literally what that's telling me. You let your teacher hit them, you let your babysitter hit them, you let the tutors hit them. Nah,
really
gang.
see, there
You
was
just a bad
pain,
parent,
there was
gang.
anguish, there was anger. It goes back to your other question of hearing the audio, not just seeing it. If you were, listening in and you heard somebody trying to teach them a lesson and having a calm voice and, that is very different from what we're seeing here, where you can tell that she was actually angry and, this was pretty vicious.
Yeah, this is assault, bro.
That may consider, hitting your child with a belt. I mean, what is just that legal line between discipline and criminal abuse?
Well, this is all happening in New York City. As you know, I'm a New York City defense attorney former prosecutor in New York City. It's really never been okay. I mean, I've been practicing for almost 20 years now, and I've not seen a prosecution just dismiss their own charges because somebody said, hey, this is just corporal punishment. Certainly there's a little bit of a, leeway if you're going to, smack a kid very lightly on the butt, something like, come on, if that's, not causing pain. That's not assault. That wouldn't be considered assault, on the basketball court either, right? If you get a good shot, something that is just
what the fuck?
clearly an encouraging motion rather than
she just brought basketball in this shit. What the
to
fuck?
cause violence or pain is really where the line is, and there's really not going to be much leniency in this type of situation.
What I found was interesting was that the family didn't just hire this woman because they, heard about her or anything like that. This woman was actually placed in the home by a city-linked agency. What kind of background checks are typically done before someone's allowed to work in a home with children?
So it's just a background check?
If you're ever going to trust a babysitter, I'm assuming you would trust one that has been verified by the city.
Exactly.
It's so upsetting to hear that, and it's true. This is something that the parents probably relied on, that the agency did their vetting appropriately. Unfortunately, we see this happen frequently, and ACS is no stranger to bad
so
press,
she ain't get no certification or nothing. Bro, you need a certification to be a damn babysitter, bro. You don't just goddamn walk in and get a background check and get a job as a babysitter, bro. You gotta get certification, bro. You gotta be CPR. You gotta know what to do in certain situations and shit, bro. Bro, you gotta take classes for this shit, man. No,
either
what the fuck, New York?
Or aggression. It's a really troubled agency from what I know, and I worked in the city for 16 years. The reputation is not great. So the vetting that needed to happen either didn't happen well enough, in my opinion, or they need to change their protocols, because it shouldn't just be about whether somebody has a criminal record, which of course they're going to vet that. But, it's not just about that. You have to check references. You have to meet a person. You have to conduct a very thorough interview and see kind of who they are. These are people that you're putting into homes to care for the most vulnerable people that exist in our city, children and elderly. I mean, those are the people we must protect. Those are the people that, with caregivers, you have to vet aggressively.
Absolutely. And can we consider that during this investigation, police are also, if she worked in any other homes, probably asking those parents and if they felt their child was in danger while in her care?
They absolutely should. They absolutely should. If they're going to conduct a full and fair and unbiased investigation here, this case should not just begin and end with this one family. They should be opening up all of this woman's records, checking in with the families that had her in their home. I'm sure the parents who did have her in their home are very concerned about their children. And
no, they wasn't. They wasn't concerned about them kids, bro. They got they just said had 10 fucking incidents where this happened, bro. Out of all 10 of those incidents, the grandma had to call the police on her. They didn't care about them kids, bro.
The right questions to see if maybe there were more instances of abuse here.
That's
Does that agency have legal liability?
Yes, they absolutely could.
Yeah.
It depends on what is uncovered.
Yes.
But I know that there is a lawsuit, and there should be a lawsuit against the companies and the ACS agency that employed her, because if there wasn't enough training, or they knew or should have known that, she was doing this, there's many, many ways where you could attack the agency itself, liability wise. And they need to be careful about.
And she whooped the 2-year-old, the 4-year-old, and the 6-year-old, bro. Oh yeah, she would. Yeah.
Reason, and because we actually care about our children and we don't want them harmed.
What kind of civil damages could the family pursue?
So they could pursue damages.
They got millions on the table right now.
Obviously, to all of the injuries sustained by the children. And they could essentially say that if not for ACS's poor vetting, poor training, or lack of oversight, any of those things could have caused, they have to show the link between that and the damage suffered by the family, that being obviously emotional and physical damage to the children. So yeah, as long as they can show that.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was running a babysitting agency, yeah, you're gonna have to wear a body cam, shawty. Straight up. I ain't even gonna cap to you. Live feed and everything. Body cam on. Yep. You just like the police. No cap.
What's the next step now
They start
that
getting camera glasses and shit. They start getting all types of shit. You got a little pen camera where you can like put it on your ear. Yeah, nah, gang. Yeah, you're finna wear some type of camera if I was ever running an agency like this, bro.
suspect has been charged?
So she's been arraigned, which is kind of the first step in a criminal process. And now the case basically continues. So the prosecutor has to turn over discovery. That's any evidence that they have been able to uncover through the investigation by the detectives. They have to turn all of that over to her defense attorney so that she can prepare her defense. That discovery
She ain't got no
obligation is
defense.
ongoing, by the way. And so because ACS is claiming that they're conducting their own internal investigation, I think DOI, the New York City Department of Investigation, which has oversight capabilities, I think they are conducting an independent investigation. So all of the paperwork and evidence that's uncovered in all of these investigations has to be turned over to the defense. And then essentially the defense gets to, put forth their motions or any claims that they're going to make, evidence that they want suppressed, for example. And then eventually it will conclude with either a plea or a trial.
Okay, I don't care what about this shit y'all talking about.
Because I know we talked about civil liability, but could anyone face
Damn, we're just gonna be talking about
charges?
Yeah, no.
So it would probably
We're gonna be just talking about them and shit, man.
I wouldn't expect it, but it's not.
Let me see. What else?
Well, let's talk about hypothetically if a plea doesn't happen, and would they then need the kids to testify, or will the video evidence be enough? Because it is jarring to see, and I think like you said, the kids are young.
They're not showing us the full video, but bro, I'm pretty sure that shit like it's terrible.
I think 6 years old, 4 years old, 2 years old. The 4 and 2 year old may be too young to testify, but at least for that,
it's the fact that you hit a 2-year-old. It's fucking wild to me, gang.
6-year-old. How would that work?
Yeah, the video is going to save the day, to be honest with you. Typically, there's no video of an incident, and you do need the victim or a witness to testify. Here, I wouldn't be surprised if they put the 6-year-old on the stand, so long as the 6-year-old is competent enough to be able to articulate what happened, and then show the video. I mean, what the prosecution has to show is that A, she did it, and B, it caused them pain. Normally, you need that victim to take the stand and say, I saw her do it and it caused me pain. Here, the video very easily shows that it's her, and you can hear the crying and the sad screams of the children indicating the pain, plus medical records would help support that as well.
If she pleads guilty, how does that affect the sentencing process? And that would be, of course, I'm assuming a plea deal.
Right. So essentially, if she takes a plea, then it essentially gives her and her defense attorney the ability to negotiate that plea rather than leaving it in a judge's hands, which would be the case if she went to trial. So she would be able to negotiate this with the prosecution, and the plea deal is typically lower than what you would face if you went to trial and lost. So they would be able to work something out there.
If convicted without a deal, what kind of sentence is she realistically facing?
10.
So I believe that she's facing assault in the second degree charges, which is a D felony. And it carries in New York, at least even if you don't have a record, 2 to 7 years in prison.
10
now,
years.
It's an
She
interesting
got 3
question
counts,
that you
10
ask,
years.
because technically she could be facing just the 2 to 7, or because she committed the crime to multiple people over multiple different instances, a judge technically could sentence her what's called consecutively instead of concurrently, meaning 2 to 7 years plus an additional 2 to 7 years plus an additional 2 to 7 years every time she did it to each kid. So she could be facing a ton of time.
Well, let's dive a little more into that, because I know the family is claiming through reports that there were other instances where the suspect allegedly beat the children, and we could assume that is also on that surveillance, that home surveillance footage. Would she get charged per instance? So let's say they have 5 videos of her allegedly hitting the kids. Would it be, okay, a charge for this day in January, another charge in February?
That still pisses me off, how they see these videos and just they don't ever check on the babysitter and see how they treat their kids, bro. Like, damn, gang, I ain't gonna lie, you fucked up ass parent.
Another charge
they got some fucked up ass parents.
Yeah, they absolutely could, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. You could charge for every single incident, every single what we call a time and place of occurrence gets its own charge, and each child gets their own, charge. So she could be charged 3 different times for one incident, and then
She
each
probably getting like
incident
10,
above and beyond
15.
that
I ain't
3
gonna
different
cap to you,
times
gang.
for the assault. That is, as long as she did assault each one in each incident, and then
But it still fucks me up how she's just gonna damn touch a 2-year-old, bro. What the hell a 2-year-old do? What did a 2-year-old do? You was like, oh, I'm whooping the 2 of them, so I might as well whoop all 3 of them.
probably the endangering the welfare of a child. Again, you could charge that crime just once as like an overall thing, but technically she could be charged for each incident as well.
Does the fact that the children are so young play
Smiling
into
ass little
sentencing
bit.
decisions?
Sure. I mean, anything that happens in a case, it's taken as a totality of circumstances when you decide on what the appropriate sentence is. Not only, what happened to the child, but also the defendant's own, situation. Does the defendant have priors, or do they not? Is this their first, interaction with the criminal justice system? So everything is taken into account. And so, yeah, I mean, a judge is probably going to say, and a prosecutor is going to say, like, it's one thing to smack around a teenager, which is not okay either, but it's certainly another thing for a toddler. I mean, it's really, really heinous,
2
this
years
crime.
old,
So
4
I think
years
that's going to play a role
old,
into their
6 years
decision on
old.
what
Like,
a
god
proper
dang,
plea offer
girl.
would be.
They probably wasn't even doing
If
nothing
you
bad
were
for
her defense
real.
attorney,
They
how
probably
would you
just running
go
around.
about fighting this case?
Honestly, this is a
Man,
type of
hold on, bro, because I don't even want to watch the rest of this. I'm about to just make my own shit at this point. Like, dog, it's the fact that you, like, literally, hold on, bro, take this shit all the way back,
A
bro.
babysitter caught on camera
Hold on,
lashing
bro.
young
Take this shit to, like, right here, because, they got the intro and shit.
day. Jackson was terminated by.
She was, like, right here.
Jackson is also
Hold on.
accused, captured on a home surveillance camera.
So guess what's about to happen?
What's about to happen? Bro, that had to have been the 2-year-old, bro. That sound like a damn 2-year-old, bro. Oh, hell no, bro. How the 2-year-old know what a belt is? Yeah, nah, gang.
You're right. I warned y'all.
Behind the blurred video,
She sounds so happy to damn be doing this shit. Like, and then these cringy ass pictures she be taking, like, look at this pose. I hate this picture right here of her. She, like, bitch, ugly ass. Man, and then she good, and then she got in the cop car smiling and shit, and she just don't give a fuck. Oh yeah, bitch. I would give her ass 10, 15 years max. Straight up. But yeah, I'm gonna make the end of that video. So, you know what I'm saying? Catch me on the next one. You feel what I'm saying?